Okay, so today we continue with class Halachos of Brachos, our Friday afternoon class, and today class number 3, and we start with Sefer Shmiras Lashon, and it says so topic is most severe. Rabbi Yashov ben Levi said, "Whoever relates Lashon Hara accumulates sins which reach the heavens, as it is written in Tehillim 73:9, verse 9." They direct their mouth to the heavens. Their tongue struts the earth. Arachim 15b. Okay, so what does it mean? As mentioned above, the sin of Lashon Hara can result in accumulation of the sin greater than the 3 cardinal sins. This refers not only to the sin's severity, but to their punishment as well. Right? So, but severity is actually connected to the punishment. The Talmud Yerushalmi Peah 1:1 states, there are 4 sins for which retribution is exacted in this world, while the principle there is a primary punishment remain in the world to come. So punishment here in the world to come also. But I think continue. Idol worship, so he is going to be punished here in the world to come. Here is only interest. There is principle. Immorality. So here he's going to have all these bad consequences, right? Murder and Lashon Hara are equal to all of them. So that's what it's quote from Talmud Peah. In Tana Develi Eliyahu, chapter 15, we read, those who strike their fellows skillfully through Lashon Hara, those who desecrate the name, meaning HaShem's name in public, those who belittle their neighbors with the words, and those who incite strife, their end will be that of Korach. Regarding them, the Torah states, the earth covered them over, and they were lost from among congregation. Okay, so first of all, when we say that somebody strike his fellow stealthily, it's Lashon Hara because as our sages said, Rashi comments on the verses, he said, well, what is the difference? He struck him, he killed. What was the difference? Was it from he hid in the bushes, or he just confronted him and struck him? So and he said that's about Lashon Hara. Okay, continue. So let's so we're on chapter 1. Let me I'll go a little back to refresh our memory and start with number 2 on page 11 in front of the unclad woman, because we are in the middle of this. So just quickly to refresh what we said last time. So it says in front of the unclad woman, bracha may not be made in front of female 3 years of age or older, whose nakedness is uncovered. There is whose private parts are uncovered. So and then we said even some poskim and stringent from newborn baby, they also very stringent with that. Continue. This prohibition applies to members of one's family. There is his sister, his mother, etc. To daughters who are over the age of 3, and even to his wife. So basically, if any females are not dressed, you see the private parts, you're not allowed to say this. Okay. Eyes closed. Even if the person who is making bracha does not see the unclad woman, there is his eyes are closed, the room is dark, etc. Nevertheless, since he is facing her, he is prohibited from making the bracha, as we explained last time. So so he has to turn his body away. B'diavad, the bracha was made while facing woman whose private parts were uncovered. The bracha, according to many poskim, is valid. According to new bracha, may not be made. So facing, I'm not sure when they say facing, but the way I understand is eyes closed, or it was dark. Okay, continue. Number 3, so it's like new material. We start with number 3. Improperly clad woman. So here's a private parts, here's an improperly clad. The halachic definition of nakedness is dissimilar with regard to the man and woman. and women. Okay, as we said many times before. With regard to men, nakedness refers only to the private parts themselves. Okay, that's clear. So basically, if he's in the swim, there is no problem. This one. Okay. So okay. So with men, it's only when he's naked. Okay, that's it. All right. So continue. With regard to a woman, however, the halachic definition of nakedness also applies to the area below the neck, right? So below the neck, and to the elbow and above. So from elbow to above, right? And or the knees and above, or the voice of a woman singing. So that's all halakhically considered nakedness. According to many poskim, exposure of the leg below the knees also constitutes nakedness. So let me read this commentary, and we're going to explain what it says here. There is, however, prohibition of improperly gazing at the woman, which applies to any part of the woman, including her face, her hands, etc. The halachas of improperly gazing at the woman discussed Shulchan Aruch, chapter 21. Okay, so let's try to understand what it says. So first, let me start with commentary. So we're not allowed to stare at the wind. So that's what is it? That's the reason why. So we cannot have rabbits and speaking or teach us Torah, for example. Even if she dressed 100% properly, what is the problem, right? And she's talking about Torah, that we're going to gaze at her. And even if she's 173 years old, men have improper thoughts. So that's the thing. Okay, so one more time, what is it? Nakedness with a woman? It's open here, open above the elbow. So I mean above the elbow. So it's basically if it simply just covers the elbow, it's also a problem. Well, when she lift her hand, it's going to go below below the elbow, also a problem, right? Or the skirt that just covering the knee. So when she's going to sit down, it's going to be above the knee, also a problem. And voice. So basically about voice, I mean, it's B'ezrat Hashem in Shulchan Aruch, we're going to learn deeper into the subject, but just to give you a basic idea. So we're not allowed to hear women singing, because the simple explanation that also I just say that it's going to produce the improper thought in a man's mind. Okay, that's the thing. So and but some say maybe don't. Okay, there is some opinion that if you don't know how does she look, right? You don't know how does she look. So and it's recorded. It's not live music. So maybe like a radio, and you never heard you never saw her, and you don't know who is she. So maybe it's not the prohibition is not as much. But kosher people basically, they don't listen to the women singing live or not live recorded at all. Okay.
Let's say that what's it called? There's you go to a car service, and then they're playing not kosher music. Okay,
exactly.
You tell them to turn it off. Okay, great, you did a good job. Now this problem. This guy at the end expects a tip. I turned off the music for him. Okay, I want at least $2-3 something, right?
No.
So now.
Okay, but look, he like for that's the sort that it's not extra because I don't listen. I don't want to listen to his garbage. It's not extra.
I agree with you. The thing is, car service, right? He sees a lot of people. He probably sees a lot of Frum Jews coming in the car, right? So because of you, there might be a problem for the other Frum Jews. So
why was the problem?
Because he thinks such disrespectful Jews. Then he might think the same way about the other Jews who come into his car.
I don't think so. If you want to, I mean, if you ask politely, please, could you? I'm trying to concentrate. So don't give him the reason. I have a headache. This ache. Stop it. He doesn't need to know. So I mean, this music, your radio station makes me uncomfortable, basically. So could you please turn it down? Say, should I change the channel? No, don't change. I like to peace and quiet. That's it. So I mean, it's like in the middle of the summer, he turns heat on you, right? So I mean, that's not comfortable. So ask him to turn off the heat at least.
Understood.
So that's Okay. So I mean, it should be polite, and many times, like if you tell them the reasons, so that because for me, I'm from Jew, and this is like seeing this lady naked. So that's what create a bad impression. Like these Jews are crazy. You understand? So you can give him like not exactly lie, but the reason that he would comprehend. And I like quiet. I have a very stressful day. Please, that's it. Every day in the Jewish life is stressful, so you would not be lying. You understand?
Let's say, what if he is going to have a bad impression? Because really, we can try to be polite, but you don't know how they are. So my question is,
you do your job. You have to go overboard. I mean, what exactly are you asking? That's normal.
I agree with you, but it doesn't matter how I do it. It matters what he thinks of, how I say it.
No. Like, I know somebody told me, right? That before this person got divorced, right? So he was married for I don't know how many years, and he said every time, like she asked me, "Am I hungry?" I already like in my mind she wants to poison me. She's playing games like whatever she asked. He had this all of the crazy thought. So I told him, why don't you divorce? Like, unless you do something like extraordinary and change your mind, like they always fought, like, or not fought, or at least were close to fight. Because in his mind, whatever she said, he had the argument opposite. So I mean, it has nothing to do with her. It was because he was sick. So like, okay, so continue. So all right. Okay, and so the last thing we said, so according to many poskim, exposure of the leg, like what it means, so it's below the knee and until the ankle, right? So that's why the woman wears stockings, and preferably not sheer stocking, right? So you cannot see through. That's the proper way. That's the kosher way. Okay. Continue. According to some poskim, the prohibition of making bracha. So, but some people like if you want to go kosher according to everybody, so she would wear stockings and a short almost up to her ankle. That's according to all the opinions.
I have a question here.
Well, say it again. Yes, go ahead.
I have a question. About Gentiles or Noahites, what are the rules for them? Must they comply in the same way?
That's a good question.
Rabbi Reuven explained, but almost superficial. I would want to know some more. A bigger explanation or more detailed explanation.
Mm-hmm. Okay, so I first one disclaimer. I learned halachas of Noahites, but it was a long time ago, like maybe 4 or 5 years ago. So I don't want to, and I don't remember. Like nobody asked me this question since. So the thing that I do know that they have to be modest. Do they have to comply with the same modesty as Jewish women? I'm not sure.
For example, my question is it enough for a Noahide or Gentile woman or girl to wear loose clothes, and does it count as modest, although it's not a skirt?
I think so. So I mean, the skirts, right? Some of them not tight, as you said, loose clothes. And the one difference that I know for sure, they're not obligated to cover their hair, even
for example, here in my city, girls don't like to dress provocative, and so they wear trousers, loose trousers.
Mhm.
That it would count as modest.
It is better than a short skirt, I would say, but I don't want to say for sure because I'm not sure that what is a dress code for no heights. So if you want, I can research it, but I don't want to answer because I'm not sure.
So, but in conclusion, we can assume that Gentiles or non-heights are obligated also to be modest.
Yes.
They cannot
Yes.
be. They will be sinning if they are immodest.
100%.
Okay.
So basically, they when women are immodest, so they are making men to sin, right? That they provoke men to sin. So are they obligated to have? I mean, when our sages, I'm just going logically. I'm just speaking out logically, right? So when our sages say that the knee have to be covered because the above knee, it can provoke the man thinking, right? Or when it's open here, like in front, also provoke the man thinking. But if it's close, so I would say that based on this logic, not to provoke men. So I would say the same rules would apply to Gentile women or no heights except hair covering. Like basic law. As I said, not tight, loose clothing. That's based on this. I think it would be like guidelines, approximately. Okay. You good? Continue. Okay. Okay. Continue. According to some poskim, the prohibition of making bracha while facing exposed elbow and above, knees and above, etc. applies to the girl 3 years of age and older. Other poskim rule that the prohibition starts at later see Hebrew note 5:6. So basically, there are few opinions. So some of them say even like maybe 9 years old, or as soon as she starts looking like a woman, so the prohibition would apply. But as we know today, and today it's not a secret, there are many sick men, right? So if she's going to walk like this in the shul, some clever fathers have idea to bring their little girls to shul, and they're dressed like dressed in I don't know in at home, which is not proper. Understand? That's and other people have to pray, and I told it to this mother Orthodox rabbi. I said that she's like, I don't know, and the father getting aliyah, right, to the Torah, and then she's coming. So that he has a beautiful cute kids, and the 3 boys are coming, and this girl is coming. What's the problem with the girl, right? So she's coming to aliyah, and she goes from the Torah, like she portrays like goes the whole circle. So it's not proper. And of course he said no, but we go by 9 years old. But I said, look, she's looked like a woman. I'm not sure how old she was. She's like dressed like a woman. She looks like a woman. It's not proper. I'm not sure whether he said, yeah, I should say, but okay, skin looks. I mean, the guy disappeared. I don't know what happened. This rabbi became not modern Orthodox one time in his life. I don't know whatever he did, but the guy with the girl disappeared basically. But there are other girls are coming now. I mean, so that's the advantage staying in front, facing the wall. So these girls are walking behind you, not in front of me. So to all of these opposites. Okay, continue.
Right.
Yeah.
Since I think it was the Baba Sali who said that it's better to have your hair uncovered than to wear like a very long wig and so on and so forth. I think he's the one who said that. My question is, so could you make a bracha next to a woman wearing such a wig or no? Facing her. If she's wearing like
wig, if she's wearing a wig. So
one of those, big wigs, the $20,000, $30,000 wigs,
Mm-hmm. I mean, technically, so according to some poskim, right? So it is allowed. According to others, it's very modest. So I mean, it's very provocative. So if you go by this line of thinking, right? If it's would give this guy like improper thoughts, so what is the difference? You understand? So it would be prohibited.
So how much makeup is a woman allowed to wear then?
not to attract attention.
I hear.
Not like as Rabbi said, not like traffic light that everybody like turn. Is it red? Is it green? Is it yellow? Like no, take it easy, basically. So yeah, I mean, at home for her husband, she can put a perfume and makeup as much as she wants to make him happy. That's a different story. But for people, not to attract attention. That's a basic criteria. Okay, so that's a basic criteria. So how women should be dressed, right? So how not to attract attention, whatever is it. So maybe it's very loose clothes, but it's purple or neon white, and then neon green, for example, right? That's not proper. Basically, that's okay. Continue.
Yeah.
So for or so we discussing now that what is a nakedness for a woman. So we said that she has to have like hair cover in front, sleeves below the elbow, and skirt below the knees, and voice of the woman. So basically, when a woman sings, so it's also considered her nakedness. So you're not allowed to say brachot. In situation where you have no choice, for example, you're somewhere in airport. I mean, not I don't know. You're somewhere in a hotel, in the lobby of a hotel, and they have this or elevator, right? Not the elevator, no, but lobby of hotel. They can play music. You have no choice. That's a different story. So in this case, and you have a party there, and you cannot ask them to turn off the music or what you did. They say no, it's for the whole hotel. You cannot, for whatever reason. So you cannot do that. So you're allowed to allow count of this linear opinion, since you don't know how she looks like and stuff like that. It's recorded. So basically, if you have no choice, okay. But if you want it very, very much, so I have this group that in a place where I work, right? We have this class 12:30 every day, 12:30 like lunchtime, right? And in that building, so we come from different places, right? All of us come from different places. We stay in a circle and learn in the lobby of this building. For I don't know how long we learned there, maybe for 2 or 3 years. I don't remember, maybe more. I don't remember like how long we learned, but only a few times they played like the woman was singing. I was praying every day so they would not put this woman singing, and it was some instrumental music. Mostly it was instrumental music, unbelievable. Or they would put like a woman singing recording when we were leaving. It's unbelievable. HaShem, when you want to be holy, HaShem is going to provide for you the opportunity to be holy. Okay, so that's all with the women. So we say prohibited if she's above 3 years old. So meaning if you have a little daughter, a little sister that you want to bring to the shul, she also has to be dressed properly. Yeah.
Question. So what's it called? Questions like this. When do you know when HaShem, for example, with the snake, right, in Parshas Bereshis, over there, what was the punishment? Because the snake got to eat basically everything, right? I'll eat this, I'll eat that. So his punishment was, I heard from I think another rabbi heard from Reb Shmuel Kamnetsky, that because Hashem told him, I don't have anything to do with you now, listen, leave me alone. Basically, that's the whole idea, right? So and so now he's not going to daven for food to Hashem, he's not going to do such mitzvahs and so on and so forth. So when is it that it's the Yetzer Hara and Hashem wants a bigger test so that you get more schus? And when is it that Hashem says, listen, your mitzvah to me, you did enough already. Let's get away. Because I know that for TIKKUN HaBRIT, right? If you don't do it, I'm pretty sure it's the Zohar that states you're not allowed to talk to Hashem until you do Teshuva.
Okay. So what is the bottom line question, please? So what does it mean?
No, the bottom line question is, when does Hashem, when is it a test from Hashem because he wants to give you more schus? And when is it that Hashem is angry at you and doesn't even want you to perform his mitzvahs? Like it's
okay, he always won't want you to perform the mitzvahs. That's why he put you in this world to do the mitzvahs, and the biggest reward in this world, and actually Baruch Hashem, we finished today with my morning class. We finished this last session, so it took us maybe a year, maybe 2 years, or maybe 1.5 years. I don't remember when we started. And I think 2 years to finish that book with all of the commentaries stuff like that. Unbelievable. All right, so that's how Mislas Yesharim starts. So what is the purpose? What is the biggest ultimate reward, the biggest ultimate pleasure of the person in this world? To be close to Hashem, to be attached to Hashem. Period. Right? So and now 1 second. Let me close the window. Okay, so it is always like Hashem wants you to bring to that up to the next step. So it could go 2 ways. You can challenge yourself, and you can create yourself like challenges, right? Hard things like for example, to wake up in 4 a.m., 5:30 a.m., right? 2.5 hours before you usually wake up. So and your body is ache and you're sleepy and your eyes hurt and stuff like that. So here's a challenge that it challenge yourself. You didn't need Eitz Hara to push you to any direction. That's you created your own challenges. You understand? And these challenges and this thing that you want to sleep, you want to this, you want to that. So it's actually it's considered to be suffering. And this suffering is Hashem takes from your awareness, basically. So suffering does not have to be bad, like a person is sick in a tube, like sticking out of his nose. No, this is also suffering. It's a big suffering when you want to sleep and you woke up to learn Torah, or some like one piece. I just finished. We just finished my Mishnah Brura class. Like one siyum that it took like 3 days. I mean, a short class, maybe 20 minutes class, but it took 3 days, like go over and over and over the same thing. Try to figure out, break your head. So sweat, be frustration, and it's also suffering. You understand? So I mean, but punishment for the sin is another sin. That's how a person goes down. Okay, let's continue. Okay, let's. I want to continue. Go ahead.
Okay.
I mean, is it related to halachas?
It's related to what you just said. That's
okay. Go ahead. To relate to what I said.
Okay. What's it called? But didn't you tell me that what's it called? When you study Torah, and it's hard, so on and so forth, and it doesn't count as suffering. You told me it doesn't take off from your Gehenna.
No. It does. All of this for you, it's suffering. You do not understand. You're very frustrated. You woke up this 2 hours early, and still it's not like you thought I'm such a tzaddik. I woke up 2 hours early, and everything is going to be easy. No, who said it's going to be easy? Who said? And like very last chapter of this last Yesharim, he said that it was commentary on the commentary. So basically, he said, who told you that this person came to the Rebbe, right? And he said, Rebbe, what I pray, or I mean, they prayed together. Right? So this person was praying, Hashem, send me parnasa, like in the beginning of the week. So I have the peace of mind. I can learn the rest of the week with a peace of mind. You understand? And he did not ask much, just a peace of mind. And this rabbi said, like, who told you that that's what Hashem wants to learn in a nice and quiet air condition? No, who said? Maybe he wants you in under the pressure, but still learn. You understand? So it's not like always Hashem is looking for ideal situation. No, he wants you to. He wants us to serve under all of the circumstances. That's it.
Understand.
Okay. Continue. Okay. Okay, continue. The prohibition of making bracha while facing an improperly clad woman, that is exposed elbow and above, knees and above, etc., applies to the Jewish and non-Jewish women. Okay. Married and single, young and old, cycly or uncycly. So okay, so it's a little like maybe like some proof to whatever we said before, right? Logically, to answer Israel's question, right? That that it's applied to Jewish and non-Jewish. So the hair of married woman is only to a Jewish woman, right? Continue. It applies to the members of one family. There is his mother, his sister, etc. To the daughters who are over the age of 11, and one's own wife. Okay, I'm not sure why it's 11. Okay, there is explanation, but okay. So basically, even little kids, they have to be covered. So it doesn't matter. It's your mother. Okay, still they have to be covered. Otherwise, you're not allowed to say bracha. The prohibition of making bracha while facing improperly clad woman also apply to the exposed hair of a married Jewish woman. Okay, here it's clarification, right? Only married non-Jewish, married Jewish woman. It does not apply to the hair of unmarried Jewish female or to the hair of the non-Jewish woman. So basically, if the lady is not married, and even if she's divorced, right? So she's not obligated to wear kisurosh, meaning to cover her hair. Okay, maybe it's good, and Rambam said after 3 years old, that's what the Arabs do. And then is it from 3 years old or it was later? I'm not sure, but Arabs, I think they cover from, I don't know, maybe 6 or 7 years old. That's when they start to cover. I'm not sure, but okay. But what's that? What did I want to say? There's nothing. Okay, so they okay. So here's the thing. So they're not obligated to cover the hair. Not married women, girls, right? But they cannot wear like in a provocative way. So basically, she has a long hair. She makes a bun and like put whatever, so that not to be open like to so everybody to see, because it's also provoked. So I mean, just because she's unmarried does not allow her to be like the way she wants. Okay, continue. Cases where closing eyes is permitted. Okay. In cases where one cannot avoid facing a woman who is not properly clad, for example, exposed elbow and above, knees and above, etc., one may close his eyes and face downward to make bracha. Commentary, provided the other person's private parts are covered. Okay, so private parts are covered. So because private parts we were talking before. So now, if he has no choice, okay. Actually, example. If one is the function where women who are not adequately clad are opposite of him, he may close his eyes and make bracha. So basically, as I told you before, my approach is not to be stupid. Like in all other things, people are so smart, they calculate 6 steps ahead, right? But here, because he knew it, the women who were going to come half naked. They knew. But because of his desires, because it's going to be this food, that food, and he wants to dance, he wants to do this and that, so he would go anyway. You understand? And then he put himself there. I just added like the way I see it. A person puts himself in such a situation, and now he does not know what to do with his because she's undressed. Because she's not dressed properly, basically. So first you put yourself in this situation. Okay. So my personal thing, so if it's going to be like a mixed sitting and the people not so from, why would you go there? Just stay home, learn Torah, and be tzaddik. B'di'evet. If bracha was made while seeing a improperly clad woman, the bracha, according to many poskim as well, according to new bracha, may not be made. Okay, so basically that's the thing where when you need to make a kiddush. So, but he said close your eyes and put your eyes down. So look into the siddur, look in the bench, wherever you read you read Kiddush. So it's smart idea not to know the words, because if you would read one time, like by heart, the next time you're going to read from the book, it would be suspicious, right? But if you always read from the book, so it's not so suspicious. You every time you're doing that, and you can stare at the book. So it's actually help if women are not properly taught. Yeah, question?
Yes. So let's say the Muncie bus or whatever it is, right? When you want to go to Lakewood or somewhere, sometimes it's too crowded. Okay, a Jewish bus, sometimes it's too crowded, and the driver says, okay, listen, we don't care. Boys, girls, this side, we don't care anymore. You sit next to you, we don't have enough space. Yes. So at that point, do you have to get off the bus or no?
No. There is no problem to sit to a strange woman. There is no problem whatsoever. I mean, we more properly, of course, not to sit. But if that's the only option, that's you're allowed to sit on a plane. Like some clowns, they created such a big hill, HaShem, like they would say, I'm not going to sit between two women. Hasidic guy, right? And I think and he went to stewardess and asked her to ask them to move. Okay, he could be nice and ask one of them to move. So basically, you like the way I see it, I understand both of them. This one wants to sit next to the window, right? She wants to look at the window. This one wants to sit in the aisle so she can stand up wherever she wants. Go for a walk, go to the restroom. She does not have to bother anybody. She wants to be free, basically, right? So none of them wanted to move. I mean, I like especially long flight to Israel, 9 hours, 10 hours. I mean, they makes perfect sense for me, right? But this guy was insistent, and he said, "No, I'm not going to see it, this and that." Basically, it's not one time, but more than one time. They started yelling and screaming, and the women, of course, when they heard that he's religious and because we are women and they I don't know this. He's chauvinist, thatness, thisness. So basically, they created a big deal of HaShem. So, but it was no problem. It is no problem to sit between two women. It's not problem, as we said, do not walk between two women. But if he learns Torah, there is no problem whatsoever. You understand? He does know they married, not very married. So basically, like I had this thing, like this lady shocked me. This shocked me unbelievable. So we bought the tickets, right, in a plane, like closer to the end of the plane. Okay. So, but we had like special treatment, like special like cards from airlines. So we have priority like boarding. Rather you have miles, whatever. So let us, even though we were sitting at the end of the plane, they let us go like after the business class. Right, even though like simple. Okay, so we went and we put our bags. Basically, it's like overhead. It's never enough room, right? And then they come this Hasidic lady, and she started yelling, and the stewardess like, "What is her fault that people came with the extra bags we were not supposed to have, and they put like in the bag. So people put it in the bag and they just leave." Whatever they leave, they may be sitting in the 17th row and they put them back in the 35th row. You understand? They don't care. So the Hasidic lady started yelling and like not cursing, but very nasty. She was very nasty to I told to my wife, and my wife was sitting next to the window. I was sitting in the middle, right? So this Hasidic lady sit next to me, and she said, "Maybe you want to switch with you." I was speechless after this hill HaShem. That's what she's scared about, like not to. So I said, "That's okay. She's my wife." But basically, you can sit next to your wife, and to not between the wife and the lady. That's no problem whatsoever. But people sometimes they take it like pay attention to such a thing that allowed, and it's humrah, and basically not to sit next to a woman. It's humrah. But they would do Hil Hashem with no problem. Unbelievable. In the next minute, like it's in exactly the same minute. Yeah, go ahead.
I have a question. In Israel, I saw that, or in series, TV series like Shtisel, that the women goes to the back.
Yes,
Are you
yes.
allowed to be sit next to a woman or no? What is the
No,
conclusion?
yeah, okay. You're allowed. So basically, you're allowed. But the most stringency is not to sit. The proper if you have a choice not to sit, so you should not do that.
Right.
Oh, okay.
Very, very quickly. So just to conclude, so you decided to sit when the Swedish lady came. Did you decide to switch with your wife or no?
No,
Uh-huh.
my wife wants to look at the window outside. Let her enjoy. Why should I switch?
Uh-huh. Understood. What's
Okay, maybe if I want to be extra pious, I would switch. But after I just saw like this skill HaShem that he like that was and now she's going to this Dory mouth is going to tell me what to do. This halacha, or you understand? As we said, it's not halacha. It's humra. It's proper to abide by this humra if you can, but if you cannot, if it's not convenient, or if you don't feel well and stuff like that, so you can sit next to them. No, but of course, no touching. Of course, you cannot touch, right? With elbow, yeah.
So in a plane, there was no problem with leg room because you might accidentally touch her leg or something like that. No.
Very rare. I usually try to be very careful not to touch. Even men. I mean, forget about women. Even men.
Understood. Okay.
Especially when you stretch your legs under the seat in front of you, there's rails, so you cannot like go to somebody else's. Okay, so let's see. Okay, all right. So B'diavad. If bracha was made while seen in properly clad woman, the bracha, according to many paskim, is valid. So okay, according to new bracha, it may not be made. Okay, a woman in front of another woman. So we're going to accept. So basically, the bottom line, it's not proper. So I would say, if you know that this thing is going to be like this event is going to be like mixed and not like half naked ladies. So just don't go there, and HaShem is going to bless you. Guess what? So I mean that's also a sacrifice. If a person wants to go and he does not want to go because he wants to preserve his holiness, Hashem is going to bless him. Guess what? It's not. These sacrifices are not for free. Let's put it this way.
Does the same apply? Let's say you could go to a woman's house because you need something, right? Let's say
I apologize. Say it again.
Let's say you go to a rabbi's house often because you need something from his house. Let's say a sefer or something, right?
Yes.
Okay. A lot of times he's not in the house, and he has no problem with you going during the day, right? Because it's kosher. You can go to the house, proper. Even though only my wife is there.
It's proper if the only wife there. So you see, you say, Rabbi, told me to pick up the sefer. Could you bring the sefer? It's on his desk. It's and then you wait outside. She should bring it outside.
So I can't go inside.
No, that's. I mean, technically, if the door is open, So what I do is, I don't go to people's house. But when my friend asked me to deliver something, he was busy, stuff like that. So I brought to his wife, and then she was supposed to give me whatever money, whatever. So I just wait outside. So I put behind the door seal, and she can carry by herself. Okay, I put it down. She can pick it up and carry, and she brought me. So she said, maybe you want to come. Maybe it's hot. I can give you some water. I need to look for the papers. And no problem. I'm going to wait. Take your time. So don't go in. And same with women. So don't go in the house. I mean, if he's not there. I mean, maybe you can control yourself, but you don't know what in her mind. And just because she's 3 times older than you does not mean absolutely anything. That's what it says. Even ugly, even sinly or unsinly.
Understood. What's it called? What if you're not sure if, let's say, the woman's in the house or if the rabbi's in the house? Are you allowed to go in?
No, but somebody have to open your door, no?
No. They live in a frumish area, so they just keep the door open at all times until it's night.
Okay. So you can, when you come in, you can say, this is so and so. Is anybody home? So, and the wife is screaming, yeah, I'm home, please come in. I say, yeah, no, I'm going to wait here. So she would understand. She would understand what exactly we're doing. From people, they should know. Like, sometimes they little bend a little this and that because of the other people who do not know, but they know exactly what you mean. That please bring this safer, please bring this and that. So okay, that's very, very, very respectful. Ask her to bring you whatever things out. I'm not going to it. Maybe she wants to. No, I don't want to drink. No, I'm good. Thank you.
But am I allowed to go halfway up the stairs just to ask if the rabbi's home or if the rabbi isn't home? Because maybe he's laying in bed or something. I don't know. So am I allowed to?
To get response, yeah, you can go into a pond. But as soon as you understand that she said no, he's going to be back 40 minutes from now. Okay, so you step back and say, could you please? No, she said no, come in. No, I'll wait here. After she said no, come in. After 2 times you said no, and she's going to get the point. Yeah, understand? So okay,
it's great.
Yeah. So it's very, very, very important questions. Many people don't teach it, but I'm not sure why. Okay. All right. So we're on page 15. A woman in front of another woman. A woman is permitted to make bracha in front of another woman who is improperly clad. There is exposed elbow above the knee, etc. But may not make bracha in front of another woman whose private area uncovered. See section F3. We're going to get to it, not yet. Through F7 for application of this halachos. So if one woman, like in a camp or whatever, sisters in one room, right? So they're not properly dressed, but they can take they make a blessing in front of each other. There is no problem. Okay, if private parts are closed, covered. Okay, continue. B. Person making bracha should be adequately dressed. Right, so as we learned before, and not learned, but I mentioned before that when we pray, so we said, should I pray in my slippers? Shmona Esrei or no? So the answer, absolutely not.
Okay. But am I allowed to say a bracha with no shoes on or no?
Yes.
Okay.
Sure. But let's see. That's exactly our topic here. Okay. One is prohibited by Torah law from making bracha while being unclad. So unclad for a man, as we said, when he does not have he's naked basically, or he has his heart can see his bottom. So that's just to remind. We said it before. So when he's naked, so when he's just came out of the shower, don't get out of the shower not dressed. Basically, that's. So take whatever you need into the shower. So when you finish, you can dress and come out of the shower while you dress. Okay. Additionally, Chazal prohibited making bracha while one's heart sees in double quotes his nakedness. That is, he's not wearing a belt or trousers. So trousers basically it's enough. If you have this elastic or like sweatpants, that's underpants. Okay, that's enough. Which separate the heart from the private part. So basically, as we said, if you have kippah or something like you can put on your head, for example, a towel, whatever you put on your head, and you have underpants, right? So technically, you can say blessing. Okay. Separation is created when one wears belt, girdle, pants, and undershorts, etc. So as we said before, any type of covering. Like the private area, like almost any, like no problem. Or for example, if you put a towel and you put it tight, right? So it's also good for this reason. Okay. For example, as one wearing a bathrobe without a belt and not wears pants, etc. Since there is no separation between his heart and areas below, the bracha may not be made. So basically, as we said before, put the belt put the rope like tight, cling the tight to your body and stuff like that. Therefore, if one wishes to make a bracha while wearing bathrobe or a gown, he should tie the belt before making the bracha. So a belt could be anything, could be a belt. If there is no belt, he should hold material of the rope firmly against his body at the heart or below. So like here, from the heart or below, an area below, thereby creating separation. B'diavad after the fact, if he did not do so. If one made bracha without demarcating his heart from the lower parts, the bracha, according to many paskim, is valid. Only new bracha may not be made. Okay, so here is again this very important principle. So even if minority paskim say that this bracha or whatever think it's okay, so after the fact we do not repeat it. That's because repeating this the blessing in its way, it's biblical. One of the 613 commandments. Don't take name of HaShem your God in vain. It's one of the 613. And making bracha is rabbinical, basically. So that's at least, except Birchas Hamazon. Birchas Hamazon, as we're going to say, it's biblical. All other brachas are rabbinical, and I think it's one of the 7 that Rabbi said. Okay.
So I have a question for you like this. Let's say you're not sure if you're davening where there's a bad, let's say where there's species, right? Within 4 amos of you, let's say, right? You're not sure. Okay. Now there's a thing. Now that's obviously a derabanan, correct? If it doesn't smell, it's derabanan, correct?
Okay. That's it. I don't want to go too deep with this topic because it's not. But let me just tell you this. It says if there was a reason to suspect the feces in your surrounding area, so you must repeat the blessing. For example, if there are small children in a house, right, and you don't know where they left their chamber pot. Okay, so don't say that because you have a stuffy nose and you didn't smell it, it was like around under the chair. So it's not a good excuse. You have to check the area. But if there is no smell, no smell, no small children, right? Only all of the adults, and nobody from these adults would do such a thing. Less the feces. So if you found in the next 4 amos around you, this 8 feet to 2 meters, so there is different halacha. So you're not obligated to repeat.
The reason I'm asking because let's say there is a doubt, right? Because basically the point you're saying is if there's one doubt, you can go daven there, correct?
So if there is no reasonable no reasonable doubt. So reasonable doubt if you have some small children. If you like under normal circumstances, you would not expect your brother, your I don't know, your mother or father like do something like in the middle of your living room. You understand? It's in this case you're not obligated to check at all. And if you found some like I don't know, the cat came, I don't know, whatever who came, right? So after the fact, there is no problem. You don't have to repeat. You understand? Because there is no reasonable doubt. That's the thing. Okay. So we said that he has to be adequately dressed. So after the fact, we said even when there was no separation between his heart and his lower parts, since many paskim say don't, so it's valid, so don't repeat. Okay. Although one may make a bracha even when not fully dressed, as long as his nakedness is covered and he has separated his heart from his private parts. For example, while dressed only in shorts. Nevertheless, the poskim rule that it is preferable to be fully clothed when making bracha. It's also section C. So in section C, it's actually the next section. His head must be covered. Okay, so let's see time. The time tells us to stop. Okay, so let me do this C quickly because it's very short and we stop. So it says when making bracha, one's head must be covered. Okay, if one merely places his own hand or his on his head is not considered covered. So just because I go like this, it's not covered. If, however, another person places his hand on his head, so my brother put his hand on my head, right? It's considered covered. If one places his short sleeve, right, over his head, this is also considered to be sufficient head covering. And last one, b'diavad, if one made bracha with his head uncovered, the bracha is valid. So basically, if he said blessing without kippah after the fact, he does not have to repeat. My hand is not considered to be covering because it's a part of me, but my sleeve of my shirt is not part of me. So I can take any napkin, whatever you want to put on your head, it's going to be considered like head covering. In the case of necessity, I don't know what happened to the guy's kippah. I don't know. So that's it. Okay. Any questions on any subject, please go ahead.
Yes. Okay. So let's say I can wear I can wear a pair of pants that's completely clean, but I wore them today for Shabbos, or I can wear one with a hole in it. Which one's better?
There's a hole, because as we said before, the sharpness, meaning wool and linen, possibly there is combination of wool and linen together. It's a biblical prohibition. So when it's biblical prohibition involved, we go stringently. We don't take chances.
No, I'm saying that there's absolutely no sharpness. I'm saying these are sharpness checked. I'm saying I wore them today, they're clean. I'm saying the problem is just that I wore them today. So is it going to be more covered Shabbos to have clean ones, right? But I wore them today, or ones with a hole in them? You see?
No. Where the clean ones? Where will check with sharpness? Absolutely. So I mean, sometimes you have no other pants. So okay, I give you this example. So sometimes there is a function, right? That there is somebody's bar mitzvah, right? And many people, they have only one suit, right? Or like only one suit that they will wear his Shabbos suit to this bar mitzvah, to his circumcision. So I mean, there is so basically what I'm trying to say. Sometimes you would wear your Shabbos clothing on a weekday.
Does it still count as a Shabbos suit if you wear it on Yom Tov or no?
Yes. I mean, technically, Al Chazal says that a person, if possible, if he can afford, he should have even better suit or like garments on Yom Tov than on Shabbos to have separate. But if not, so one suit is good.
But I thought that Shabbos is of higher sanctity, no?
In some sense, yes. In a bit, because yes, but here in a sense of the clothing. So because clothing makes person happy, on the holidays it says that person should be happy. On Shabbos it does not say that he should be happy. In a sense, so when you dressed up, so I mean, normal people when wearing nice clothing, they have a better mood, I would say.
Understood.
Okay, Israel, go ahead.
Yes, have a question about guests. For example, a friend that comes to be here in my home for some days for some necessity, some need. Is he obligated to follow the Shabbos rules?
So the question is, so let me just repeat your question, like if I understood correctly. So a non-Jewish friend, a neighbor, whatever, that doesn't matter, acquaintance, right, comes to a Jewish house. Is he obligated to follow the Shabbos? But I mean, basically we have this law. It's actually my Friday morning class. So we learn what you're not allowed to ask non-Jew. So one of the rabbinical prohibition, not to ask prohibited things that are prohibited to you. So you're not ask a non-Jew to do it for you. But it's like highlight of this halacha. So basically, I'm not allowed to ask him to turn my lights, right? But he said, you know what? It's too dark in your living room. Too dark, and I want to read my newspaper, let's say, right? And he turns the light in the living room, so I can use this light because he did it for himself. And after he's done reading his newspaper, I said, no, Chris, you know, leave it, no problem, leave it. Don't have to. So I can tell him openly, do not turn off. But I cannot tell him what to do. Basically, whatever forbidden for me, I cannot ask him to do. But if he wants to go, I don't know, and do on his own accord, there is no problem. He wants to make himself tea. He can boil the water and make it tea. There is no problem. But I cannot drink from that tea. That's the thing.
I thought that, for example, if my friend comes and turn on a light, I would be having benefit of that, and it would be forbidden for him to turn on or off the lights.
No, it's not forbidden for him, but it's forbidden for you. So what I said in my example, I said that he did it for himself, and I can benefit, but I cannot ask him to turn on the light.
Oh, okay.
That's I agree with you.
And so, in conclusion, a friend come from whatever reason, he needs to come here for some days. He is not obligated to fulfill any Shabbos rules.
No, he's not allowed. Forget about obligation. He's not allowed to fulfill any Shabbos rule.
Oh, so for example, if he smoke, he's allowed to smoke.
There is no problem. Let him smoke. What is the problem? Let him smoke. Like him take shower. Like him watch TV. I mean, if it does not bother you, or like he can play in his computer. There is no problem.
Oh, okay. I never asked this question. This was a very big, one of the biggest questions I had.
Yeah.
Thank you.
You're welcome.
Right. When does it count as going outside of the community? For example, let's say the whole community, you're in a summer camp, yeshiva summer camp, and everybody there, field trip, and you stay back. Does that count as going against? And also contempt for another Jew, because they're going to say, oh, he's not going to field trip. He thinks he's a tzaddik. What's wrong with it?
Okay, so the question is, okay, so we have halacha. It's actually from Rambam, and so Rambam said that in a place where he discussed not to follow the ways of the non-Jews, right? One of the halachas say, it's actually one of the 613 halachas. You cannot, you cannot make cuts on your flesh. So, one second, let me drink some water. Sorry. Okay, so I said Brachot clearly, quietly, so you would not answer me. You're not allowed to answer me. So for example, when somebody would pass away, when they grieve, they would make a cut on themselves. So and this word cut is very, I don't remember how he explained. So it's very similar to the word of like playing of the word to separate. So cut, like you split the skin, the flesh, right? To separate. So Rambam explains, so we're not allowed to separate from the community. And examples that we were saying before, like the latest, I guess, this tefillin on Chol Hamoed. So I mean, you can follow your own custom, but not in everybody's face. So now, for example, everybody wants to go to the field trip, and you said I don't want to go. Why? I want for whatever reason. So is it separated? No, it's not separated from community. I mean, you're not obligated to do so. Whatever they do is going to bring their spirituality down, for sure. Guess what? For sure. How do I know? They're going to look at the window, and if it's in the summer, they not only non-Jewish women learn the halachas with that. You understand? They still think that they are like cows, and there is no shame for the cow and no shame for me. It's actually they like when men look at them. You understand? So even if it's kosher trip, men only, and wherever they go in, they rent it out this water park, right? That happened, right? They close on men only. But while going there, they're going to see all of this nakedness. So if you want to be holy, you're not going to go. You understand? You stay behind. So that's you care about yourself. They saying that this person is tzaddik. So ask me for a bracha. So, but tzaddik, if they're using the tzaddik in derogative way, that's the problem with them. You understand? So there is a Mishnah, not Mishnah, Mishnah Shishrim says clearly everybody, it's obligation to everybody strive to be a tzaddik. It's actually Hasid is that's what pious person, right? Everybody, it's obligation on everybody, not only on big rabbis. Any other questions? Or any questions? Any?
Rabbi, last question. So okay. I told something to this one boy when I was in camp. So he went to go ask the rabbi. Now this rabbi is big rabbi, okay? So so the question was like this. Well, not a question he asked, because I said, listen, he wasn't sure about Hamotzi, Brachot Hamazon, about another boy, so on and so forth. So I told him, listen, you're not sure Mazainis, Brachot Hamazon, Hamotzi, go get a piece of bread and make Hamotzi.
That's it. That's that's the solution from this book. So you just jump to this chapter 16 from 2. Okay, that's the proper way.
Correct. Now, I said after that, listen, if you had the choice to go to Gehenna or Gan Eden right now, right? You would 100% go make Hamotzi instead of asking, is it Mazainis, is it Hamotzi, so on and so forth, right? You would go get a piece of bread. So another boy said, it's bad to think like that, it's not healthy. And then this big rabbi agreed with him and said, we're not on that madriga today. Now this Bnei Brak rabbi, like the big ones, okay? So I'm confused because I remember specifically in Hilchos Teshuva, I think it is, in Rambam, it says you're supposed to think like that, like it's halacha.
Absolutely.
But he treated it like hashkafa.
Unfortunately, even big people, first of all, many times people just turn, like he came and said, and this rabbi said no, but this boy said, you know what? No, I'm not talking about this boy. I don't want to say lashon hara about this boy, but a guy, like I saw clear, like I was with this guy. Whatever. Sometimes I ask Rabbi Reuven, let's say, right, and I together with somebody else. So and I heard exactly, or I saw writing what Rabbi Reuven explained to him, and he said the psak, that's halach, and this guy going opposite. I said, you normal? He said, that's not what he's. I said, I read the word. I was there. What do you mean that's not what he said? So person basically, he had in mind, he had the answer. He did not care. So if whatever Rabbi Reuven or other rabbi would say, whatever they think is good, okay, good, I'm going to use it. But if not against, I'm going to go my way anyway. You understand? There are many people like that. They just disregard whatever if somebody tells you opposite, whatever you want. You understand? So to believe that boy, that rabbi answered like that, I don't know, madrega, level, not level. I mean, Torah does not change, I tell you what. So, but if people do not want to change and they want to follow the lowly custom, okay, they can, I mean, we have free choice and they can do whatever they want. But we said that to say Birchas Hamazon is the biggest blessing for your parnasa, for your health, for everything. So why would no person with normal mind would skip one day, would live one day without reciting Birchas Hamazon? Just my understanding is ignorance or laziness.
Understand.
You understand? So that's what it is. Okay. Any other questions? Okay. So let's stop here. So I wish everybody good Shabbos, and until Sunday, B'ezrat Hashem, and Hashem should bless us, and it's special blessing. Just in the world when people learn right before Shabbos, because many people do not. They stopped in the morning. They stopped earlier. They taking care of the Shabbos needs, and people who learn in this right before Shabbos, they get reward from all of these people who don't. So don't miss next Friday afternoon class. Okay, good Shabbos.
Thank you.
Bye-bye. Thank you.
Okay.
Thank you. Bye-bye.
אני מברך את הרבנים, רגע. אני מברך את הרבנים, הרב ירון ראובן, הרב אפרים כחלון, ראשי ארגון בעזרת השם, שהלכו בפי עליון, שעלו מעלה, יהיה להם ברכה והצלחה, הקדוש ברוך הוא ימלא בישועות ליבם לטובה ולברכה, שבכל מה שיפנו ישכילו ויצליחו, יזכו עוד לעשות כאלה וכאלה, הגדילו תורה לאדירה, אמן ואמן.
בעזרת השם רשת בכל הארץ. הוא היהודי הזה, הוא היה מיליונר, סגר את כל הביזנס, אמר אני משקיע פה בעולמה של תורה.
איפה הוא גר?
בפלורידה.
פלורידה, איפה זה פלורידה? באמריקה.
במיימי. כן, ליד. אנחנו שם עכשיו הולכים להקים קהילה ספרדית.
חזק אותו בשמי.
קהילה ספרדית גדולה.
תעבירו מה שבירכתי אותו.
כן, קהילה ספרדית גדולה.